Alright, hey guys, it's your girl Keturah and I'm back with another video. But before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when my videos are coming out and you don't have to worry about it. Thank you guys for all your your comments, and we're just gonna go straight into it with conversation between me and my mom. And I hope this helps other parents who are, going through their own journey, whether it's, you know someone who has sickle cell, you have a newborn or a child. So we'll touch bases on everything, and you literally have an experience, a wealth of knowledge here. This is the lady who helps me as far as bringing the research of spirulina and all that good stuff I give to you guys. It's because she does the hard work, which is staying up late at night and just doing the research. So thank you so much, Mom, for being here.
You're welcome. Hey guys.
Okay, so the first question would be, what was it like just finding out that your first child has sickle cell back in the days?
It was absolutely devastating. Devastating in the fact that I didn't know exactly what the disease was all about. I had a kid in my class in middle school who had it, but you see someone else in pain, it doesn't directly affect you. So I was like, and it was devastating because Auntie Pat is a nurse, and when we found out, she was like, yo, this is nothing good. So it was absolutely oh yeah, absolutely devastating.
Okay, a lot of you guys know that I have a brother. My brother doesn't have the trait. He doesn't have sickle cell, and that's her own personal testimony, whether she wants to share that or not. But with that being said, what was it like, I guess, having to share that attention? You have a child who has a disease, and you have a child who doesn't have a disease, and with a person who has sickle cell, you have to run up and down with me in the hospital. How was he being taken care of, and how did you make it work?
Okay, so God.
That was a lot, I know.
God. It was God. It was all God.
Oh.
All honor, praises to Him. It was all God, because like I said, when I found out, I knew nothing really about sickle cell. So I had to, one, find a support group, back up, one, find a doctor, find a hematologist, Then great hematologist led me to a great support group. A great support group started me on my quest to find out, how am I going to take care of my child? And God just always landed me in an area where I had people around me. Even after divorcing your dad, I was with a group of people. We moved here to Florida. I knew one. And God just put me in a group of people, neighbors who were there for me. Right. As far as your brother is concerned, I oftentimes, even now, I wrestle with the fact that he got shafted. He didn't get that attention, that 100% attention that I was having to give to you. So somewhere along the line, he was with a neighbor or a relative of some sort,
Right.
So it's hard, but you make the best. When life hands you lemon, you make lemonade. And life for us was literally lemonade, because even though you were born with the disease, God maintained us.
Right.
So I never wanted another child. I never wanted it. So oftentimes her brother would say, so am I an accident? 100%. 100%, sir.
But I get why.
But you're loved, and I tell him that all the time. There's no need lying about it. No, I didn't want another child once I found out what the disease was all about. And I wanted to give my child 100%. And I didn't think having another child would lend me the ability to do so, but God surely, He supplied it. He supplied our needs.
Right, yeah. Well, that's beautiful. I have a lot of moms who DM me privately, and they, they're asking me, well, what can I do, and how do I go about such and such? And I feel like my experience is different, only because I can only speak for myself having sickle cell. My child doesn't have sickle cell, so thank God I don't have to worry about that. But when it comes to doing the research as a mom, because I always commend them, the hardest part is to reach out. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? I don't know how you did it in the 90s, because now we can go on Google and stuff. So I don't know how you found your support system, but I tell a lot of people that you guys are my village.
Absolutely.
You, Pops, Nana. But what advice can we give other people who may not have that village?
So my number one that automatically pops into my mind is that the prayer of the righteous availeth much. Okay? And it was nothing but sheer prayer that brought us to the point where you are now. Nothing but sheer prayer. Because I don't know if you've shared this. I watch all your videos, but the COVID got half of my mind. So
COVID brain.
Right, certain things I remember from your videos and certain things I don't. However, you've had acute chest syndrome twice in your life, have been airlifted because she was breathing less than 50% of her oxygen level. And what I do is I have a village of prayer warriors. First it was my grandmom and my mom and my brother, my immediate family. We grew up, you know, having a close relationship with God, because people can be in the church and not have a close relationship. So we grew up having a close relationship. So what I tell every parent, and this is your channel, so we're free to discuss God.
But I told y'all on this channel, I tell y'all all the time, we believe in Jesus Cristo over here. Okay, get to know him. When you swallow that pills, in Jesus' name.
Gloria
That's one
Dios.
of the secrets to look like this. I don't look like what I've been through.
Gloria a Dios.
Okay, don't let us have church.
Amen. So yeah, so I would first tell every parent, and because it's not all moms, dads are there too, and they're supportive.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the dads out there. But every parents, prayer first, and then in terms of me doing my research, it was out of desperate need to make sure that my child survives, that my child fights. Because back even in the early 90s, it was like, you know, hey, her life expectancy is probably in about her 20s, you know, and she'll have really bad pain because you have SS. And I remember the doctor telling us, you know, when we did the newborn screening, we found out through the newborn screening, and then when we took her to find out what type of SS she had, what type of sickle cell disease she had. I remember Dr. Melissa Sutton, if you're out there, telling us, you know, hopefully, let's hope that she has SC.
Right, because you have SS, you have SC, and it's Thalassemia, right?
And hey, she had SS, you know, so oftentimes I think, hey, we're just a modern day Job. So we did that. I found a good doctor, so I'm telling you to find a doctor. I'm telling you to do your own research. Like Tora said, now you have the World Wide Web, so you can look up things, you know what I mean? And you can come against the doctor and say, hey, well, I researched this and I don't think it's good for my child. Because even now they try to force her with the hydroxyurea.
Yeah.
We're not having it.
And that's something I stated in one of my videos, and I always express to them, you know, as much as my mom and we sit here, or I sit on my videos and I can tell you what works for me, but be your own advocate. And that's something my mom has taught me to do. You know, be your own doctor, be your own nurse, and research what will or won't work for you. Because as much as the doctors are for us, they're not really for us, if that makes any sense. If I didn't do my own research to realize, hey, hydroxyurea is really meant and geared towards cancer patients, that it probably won't do me the benefits that I'm looking for, I probably would have taken it, and who knows what it would have done, instead of going the holistic route, which we'll talk about as well.
Right. So for parents, again, Jesus Christ, research, holistic avenues to venture, because like she's not 100% like me. Like, I'm a total vegan at this point in my life, but she's taking her baby steps.
Chicken tastes good.
she's taking her baby steps, and find a regimen that works for you. Like, I have Keturah on a beets regimen.
She's staying on top of me.
I'm like 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, if you want to juice it or if you want to roast it. So again, finding that regimen that works for you. Reading some books, watching her channel, because I'm up late at night, like she says, doing research, finding out what's good, what's not. And definitely what you put into your body is what you get out.
Yeah, that's the truth. So now we're going into, you know, we've talked about how you felt with me having sickle cell, how you handled my brother, mentally on your own, because there are people out there, you know, a lot of times we talk about the patients and how we feel and mentally, but we don't talk about our family members, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters. So mentally, how did you handle that? Because you had to go to work after spending nights with me in the hospital.
Mentally, I think I'm a real stoic person, physically and mentally, because I remember when I got the job, when I first moved here, and I got the job, the week I got that job, Keturah was ill, and we that's when she had her second bout of the acute chest syndrome, and she was flown to Orlando's Children's Hospital, and we were living in Citrus County, which is some hour and 20 minutes away. So I was working an hour and 20 minutes away from where she was. So she was in the hospital, and by this time we were divorced. I didn't have the help of her dad. I was in the hospital all night, stayed with her all night because she wasn't, you know, aware and alert of what was going on in the night. In the days, I knew that someone from that children's center would come in and color with them and playrooms, right? So I was able to go to work feeling okay. She's going to be okay. Someone is there. I had no families here, so no one to say, hey, can you go look at Keturah while I'm... So it was mentally draining. It was exhausting. And then someone to take her brother off the bus. So again, friends, networking, not being ashamed to say, hey, I need help. I need help. Good co-workers and good neighbors. But mentally, it was very tasking.
Right. And I guess just to wrap everything up, thank you so much for sharing everything. Holistic approach. I do all the talking as far as, you know, letting them know my mom. But now that I have you here, what prompted you to even, like, you know, say, hey, you know what, I want my daughter to do the holistic, you know, I don't even think just me, you yourself made that lifestyle first. So can you share that with me?
Well, honestly, maybe before I made that lifestyle for myself, I made it for you, because I can remember we were living in New York, and there was a Rastafarian guy who kept talking about how he was healing people through natural ways, you know, herbs of the garden and stuff like that. And so I got in contact with him, and I don't know, I think back then you paid like $100 or something to have a consultation with him. And so we told him about, you know, Keturah and about the sickle cell and stuff, and he made this batch, right? He gave us, I think it had sunflower seeds in it, banana.
Till this day, I remember the taste till this day.
Right, bee pollen, oats, a few things, and honestly, I don't remember to this day. And I found it, and then I lost it because we had moved a few times.
Because we still talk about this smoothie till this day.
So she had that smoothie, right? And she was having that smoothie like every day. And I promise you, for the entire year that we were giving Keturah the smoothie, she was not only was she not in the hospital, she wasn't in a painful crisis. Guys, you can really hang me up for not knowing where it is.
Recipe.
And the establishment, it was in the Bronx, is no longer there. So I have no contact with this great herbal Rastafarian. So I started playing my own part, because I'm saying, well, if he could find it, you know, find out what these things were that would help her, then I can do it too. And so I made it my quest to go and seek and find. And so we're not having the same smoothie,
right,
but we're implementing things like I said, beets and spirulina and chlorophyll and zinc and echinacea. And
just being more aware of what's in our food. You're
absolutely
really good at that.
Just being aware of what's in that, reading the back of the labels, you know what I mean? Making sure that there's no corn syrup and
glucose and y'all took ranch away from me. I gotta read the ranch labels now.
Yeah. So just being aware. And most of my stuff, honestly, I'm getting from YouTube. I'm getting from YouTube. I'm getting from YouTubers. So and then I go ahead and prove it on myself. Like, I'm Keturah's test dummy. So if it's working on me, because you know, I'm getting older. I'm her mom and she's 31, so I'm not gonna say, but if it's working on me, I know it's beneficial to her, and so I'm like, do this, do this, do this.
And I tell a lot of my followers, you know, this platform is not just for people who have sickle cell, but who also want a holistic lifestyle. You're trying to find a way, you know, whether you have arthritis or whatever ailments you have, you know.
Ginger for arthritis, we can go on.
Listen, go ahead and give it to them. Ginger, the pepper, she knows, the turmeric, like, she gonna give it to y'all.
Yeah, because like I'll make a big pot of ginger tea for her to keep her, you know, and it's got the ginger that I'm doing old school.
Gradering people.
You know, and the turmeric, you should show them my garden that I'm growing for myself so we can have.
I'll turn it and show it later.
And the black pepper, for the peppermint to put in it that opens up the medicinal properties of the turmeric, because you just can't have it without that. So advocating for yourself in the hospital, advocating for yourself and knowing what to put into your body, and Jesus Christ at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Well, guys, I mean, I think that's a lot that we can take away. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you feel like you want to leave us off with? I think you did a really, really great job. You dropped some beans, some knowledge, staying up late and doing your research. Like, absolutely. That's literally one thing I took away. You know, outside from not having that Rastafarian anymore, she didn't just stop. She was like, okay, well, let me do the research, and continues to do it till this day. I'll call her and she's like, girl, I'm up researching until she falls asleep, literally. So absolutely. That's why we're able to bring these things like the EvenFlo. I had no idea about it, and now I depend on it. The nutmeg spray, like things that I depend on throughout my day-to-day that have replaced, you know, a heating pad for the time being. I have a portable, you know what I mean? So it works out in my daily regimen. So yeah.
And even for a family member of mine who's suffering with kidney disease, right? I've had her at stage 3 kidney disease now for going on 3 years. While I can't cure it, I can stop the progression of it.
That's that key word.
And that's just simple, clean eating. And not all almond milk or almond milk. There's a lot of emulsifiers in it. So
I'm gonna have to show you guys that one day in my video. Like certain things that you should probably pick and get, because I had broke my heart. Like, I thought I was doing myself a justice by having almond milk and not knowing it's still not the right thing. So
it's full of emulsifiers. You have to have a specific one, but maybe that's for another show.
That's another time.
Yeah.
With that being said, everything I do use will be linked below, so you guys can go ahead and click it and do your own research. But definitely, like I said, the tools are out there. I've given it to you because she has given it to me, so everything will be linked below, and I encourage you guys to go get this stuff if you want to improve your life. Okay, someone who has sickle cells taking it, and a normal body is taking it, so it works for both walks of life.
And someone with stage 3 kidney disease.
3 stages of life. So if I was you, you know, I'm just telling you before it's all sold out and the prices increase, to stock up. But thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys. Stay safe, stay blessed, and have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye guys.